Have you ever told a lie so big it doesn't feel like a lie anymore? The kind of lie that tastes like truth because you sell it with your whole chest. Well, I told a man, I, a fragile woman, killed someone. I even gave him the details. How I slit a throat, how I waited just to be sure he was dead. And the wildest part? I only said it to get 2 free drinks. Yeah, you heard me right. I walked into the bar at 8:37 p.m. I remember the time because I checked the cracked screen of my phone just before I pushed the door open. It wasn't crowded, just a bartender, 2 older guys nursing beers, and a busted jukebox. The bartender looked up when I slid onto the stool. He was mid-wipe, cleaning a glass that probably didn't need cleaning. That's how bartenders flirt with boredom, I guess. 2 shots, I said, calm as water. Something strong. He raised a brow. Celebrating or escaping? Bit of both. He poured whiskey. Good stuff, peaty. I downed both shots without flinching. Then I sat in silence. Didn't order another. Didn't move. He asked if I was okay. I nodded. He asked again 10 minutes later. I nodded again. 30 minutes in, he stopped asking. He just kept glancing over like I was a ticking bomb or a ghost waiting to be seen. I didn't check my phone, didn't fidget. I stared at the same point on the wall like it was going to blink first. At some point, a couple walked in, laughing too loudly. They sat by the jukebox. She pressed buttons that didn't work. He watched her like she was a magic trick. I kept staring forward. 45 minutes passed. I could feel the bartender's curiosity gnawing at the quiet. He kept looking, like he was waiting for me to crack open. I didn't. 59 minutes. Then, at exactly 1 hour, I spoke. Can you call the police? I said, eyes locked on his. I need to report something. He stiffened. I killed someone, slit his throat. About an hour ago. I didn't blink. I didn't smile. I just sat there. I waited here, I said, to make sure he was really dead. The bartender didn't move right away. He just stared at me like he was trying to decide if I was serious or dangerous. I didn't twitch, didn't offer a smirk or a wink. I kept the mask on. It had to look real. I'd practiced the face in the mirror 3 times before I left the house. Jaw tight, shoulders relaxed, eyes dead. He finally picked up the phone. 911, he said, turning away slightly. Yeah, I've got a customer here who just confessed to a homicide. I could hear the dispatcher's voice bleeding through the receiver, but not the words. His answers came in clipped phrases. Female, mid-20s, I think. No visible weapon. She says it happened an hour ago. His eyes flicked to the clock. 9:37 p.m. He repeated it to them. I just sat there, waiting. He hung up and looked at me again, this time with a blend of fear and something else. Pity, maybe. Or disgust. I hoped for disgust. It would make what came next easier to stomach. You want to tell me what happened? He asked. I shrugged. Mugger came at me behind a 7-Eleven, pulled a knife. I had one too. Mine was faster. He blinked. You killed a guy in self-defense? No, I made sure. I followed him after I cut him, watched him bleed out, didn't try to stop it. The silence that followed was thick and sharp. He poured me another shot, without asking. His hands were shaking. "You gonna run before they get here?" I tilted my head. "If I wanted to run, I wouldn't have told you. Why come here?" I looked down at the empty shot glass, then back up. Seemed like a good place to wait. 10 minutes later, red and blue lights painted the walls. The couple near the jukebox turned around, their laughter dying instantly. A uniformed cop walked in first, hand resting near his holster. 2 more followed. The bartender pointed. "She's the one." They approached carefully. "Ma'am," one said, "we need you to come with us." I didn't protest. I stood slowly, as if this was a movie and I'd read the script. As if I'd rehearsed it. They patted me down. No weapon, no blood. Just a girl with calm eyes and a soft voice saying she slit a man's throat. They read me my rights, and I smiled. The holding cell was colder than I expected. Metal bench, flickering light, and that sterile smell of bleach and forgotten souls. They didn't cuff me. They didn't need to. I wasn't resisting. I was calm. Too calm, maybe. That's what rattled them. An hour passed before they pulled me out and led me down a hallway that felt longer than it was. Everything echoed. Footsteps, buzzing lights, the faint hum of police chatter. I walked like I had nothing to hide. That's the trick. Guilt sweats, innocence stares. They put me in a small grey room with a table and a camera in the corner. 2 chairs. One for me. One for whoever was about to play detective. I sat. Minutes later, the door opened. A woman walked in. Early 40s, dark eyes, no nonsense. Detective Ramirez. She placed a file on the table like it meant something. "You said you killed someone," she said, not even sitting. "You want to walk me through that again?" I nodded. "Mugger, behind the 7-Eleven on Charles. He came at me. I had a blade. I defended myself. Then I finished it." "Why didn't you call us then?" "I needed time," I said, "to be sure, to feel what it meant." She sat. "So you left a man bleeding out in an alley and went to a bar for whiskey?" "2 shots," I corrected. She smirked. "That's oddly specific." I met her gaze steady. "Death makes you crave clarity." She watched me for a long time, then opened the folder. "We sent units to the 7-Eleven. Nothing there. No blood. No body. No sign of a struggle." I didn't flinch. He could have crawled off. Or maybe someone moved him. No witnesses. No reports of a fight. No 911 calls from that area. We checked the security footage. Nothing. I stayed quiet. "So here's what I'm thinking," she said, leaning forward. "You're lying." I tilted my head. "Then why am I here?" She narrowed her eyes. "That's what I'm trying to figure out." Silence stretched between us. She was trying to break me. I was trying to look unbreakable. "You don't have any blood on you," she said. "No weapon, not even a scratch." "I cleaned up," I said. "I'm not stupid. Or maybe you're bored," she shot back. "Or drunk. Or you wanted attention." I smiled, just barely. can't a girl walk into a bar and confess to murder anymore without being judged?" She stared at me, stunned, for half a second. Then the door opened. Another officer walked in, whispered something in her ear. She frowned, stood, and left without a word. I stayed seated, still smiling. 10 minutes passed, then 20. I sat alone, in that little grey box with the buzzing light overhead. No one came back. They were probably in a hallway, arguing over what to do with me. I had them stuck. I'd confessed to a crime they couldn't prove existed. No body, no weapon, no motive, just words. And words are slippery. Finally, Detective Ramirez returned. She didn't sit this time, just stood in the doorway, arms folded like she wanted to throw me through the drywall. "Wanna know what I think?" she said. I raised an eyebrow. "Absolutely. I think you walked into that bar looking for attention. Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you're unwell. Maybe you just like the thrill of playing games with strangers. But you didn't kill anyone." I leaned back in the chair. That's a lot of thinking for someone with no answers. "You know what else I think?" she snapped. "You wasted our time, tied up resources, sent officers chasing a ghost." "I sent you to a crime scene," I said calmly. "It's not my fault you didn't find it." Ramirez stepped closer. "You think this is a joke?" I smiled. "Only if the drinks are free." That got her. Her jaw clenched so tight, I thought her teeth might crack. "Why would you lie about something like this?" she asked, softer now. Like maybe she was tired, or starting to get it. I shrugged. Same reason people fake being sick to skip work, or cry in public just to get a hug. Sometimes, you just want to see how far you can take something. She stared at me. I could see the gears grinding behind her eyes. She wanted to throw me in a cell, but she didn't have anything to hold me on. No evidence, no charges, just my voice, and no crime to attach it to. Then she said something unexpected. "You do realize confessing to a crime that didn't happen could get you charged with filing a false report?" I leaned forward slowly. "I never filed anything," I whispered. "I told a bartender something. That's just bar talk. Not a legal document." She froze. "And I never confessed here either," I added. "Not really. I told a story. You assumed it was real." She looked up at the camera in the corner of the room. "Check the footage," I said. "I never said I did it. Not outright. Not in a way that would hold." She didn't respond. She just stared at me, something unraveling in her expression. "Am I free to go?" I asked. No answer, but I already knew. They let me go. No charges, no arrest, not even a warning. Detective Ramirez walked me to the lobby herself, silent and tense. The desk officer handed me back my phone. I thanked him and walked out into the cool night, feeling like I had just stepped out of a movie. The next day, the bar posted about the incident on social media with a cryptic message about the night that got way too real. Comments speculated and gossip spread. A week later, I returned to the bar, trying to blend in with a different look. The bartender recognized me instantly and told me I was banned. I admitted it was fair. When he asked if it was all fake, I confessed to feeling invisible and wanting to be the main character. He walked away, and I left, missing the rush of attention. 3 weeks later, I was at a different bar, out of town, with a new look. I ordered 2 shots and sat in silence, hoping to be noticed without drama. No one did, so I left. Lies teach you to lie better, not to stop. I lied for attention, to be the story. For 1 hour, I wasn't just another girl ignored by strangers. I was the mystery, the headline, and the worst part, I'd do it again.